Do you ever find yourself in the middle of doing something for your husband and annoyed at him about it, and then you pause for a moment and realize, wait a second, the only reason I was doing this is because I love him. And it's this funny moment of, wait, what is this all about? So today we're going to be focusing in on a mimer that the Lubavitcher Rebbe said on his birthday, Alef Nissan, the 11th of Nissan. I'm reading out of this book, Lessons in Sefiras Haomer, and this is called B'Yom Shtei Asar. And this is the anti-codependency mimer. This is the get to know your essential self mimer. This is such a powerful talk, and it's so packed, and thank God I just finished learning it. It took me a few weeks, and I want to share with you some just key points, and I guess the way that we can really apply this also to our marriages. So this is focusing on the 11th day of the Nasi. So every single day starting Rosh Chodesh Nissan, different one of the princes of Israel would come up and offer an offering, like on behalf of the tribe, on behalf of the Jewish people, and it was the same offering, and yet each tribe is mentioned specifically by name on each day. And every single day is connected to a different tribe, and that tribe is representing a special praise of the Jewish people and a special redemption of the Jewish people. So the Rebbe's birthday falls out on the 11th of Nissan, which is the tribe of Asher. And so this is the Ashrei, the praise of Israel. What is the praise of Israel? Is that we choose Hashem and Hashem chooses us. And so this discourse goes into understanding what is the praise of Israel that we choose Hashem, and what is the praise of Israel that Hashem chooses us. And essentially we get to this point of understanding that who is a wise person, who's the pokeach, it's the one who chooses the king, Anadasi Lamalka. So Medrash teaches us about, these different villagers who are standing around, and there's this, imagine this parade of these different ministers and officers coming through. So one person says, oh, I'll choose the duke. That's the one I'm going to buddy up to. So I get all the money from the duke. Another one says, oh, I'll choose the patron. Another one says, I'll choose the officer. But the wise one says, Ana deceive the malka. I choose the king. And so seemingly anyone would choose the king. Who wouldn't choose the king? And so on the surface, this is because everyone else is replaceable, right? So even if you buddy up with the local mayor, the mayor changes. You buddy up with the local officer, okay, so you can break a few laws here and there, but the officer changes. The king is the king. And so seemingly Israel is the only one of the nations who isn't choosing to worship the suns and the stars. So what do the nations used to do? Is they would literally worship the sun, they would worship the moon, worship the different orbits. Why? Because they said, oh, if I worship this, I'm going to get extra sunshine in the right time. I'm going to get rain in the right time. And so what they were doing was they were basically trying to bribe these spiritual energies and giving them special honor and attention in order to receive influence. And so the main primary focus of the nations is the idea that they want to get what they want. Meaning, I want my money and I want it now. And I want what I want. And so however I can get what I want, I'm open to receiving it. But Israel, Jewish people, what's our praise is that we're not interested in just what's the most I can get. I'm interested in who I'm receiving from. Okay, I can receive from the officer and maybe get more. Or I can receive from this mayor or this landlord. I want the king, not just because of, oh, well, maybe I'll get more from the king. No, because it's the king and I want the king. And actually, you get less from the king. And the mimer goes on to explain why. Because spiritually speaking, the klippas, these negative spiritual mosquitoes, I don't know how to describe them, like sucking energies, they receive from the encompassing light. What's the encompassing light? The Or Makif. It's a light that does not discern who's fitting and who's not fitting. It just gives to everyone, right? Where there's a parade and we're throwing out candy and whoever gets, right? In this spiritual thing. And actually, Klippa is in such a way of that they basically feed off sins. They feed off negative energy because negative energy is in this place of a lot of Shefa. And so what happens is that they're literally suckling from darkness. And so they don't care where they're getting their meal as long as it's a free meal. They don't care that it's coming from sin and something that Hashem doesn't desire. They're just I'm getting my free meal. I just want what I want. Versus holiness is very exacting. Hashem is giving us in a way of kedusha, a way of holiness, in a way of, wow, this is exactly what's meant for you. This is exactly what you've earned. This is exactly what's meant for you. And so the Jewish people are saying, I don't just want a free meal. I want to receive from the king. I want what Hashem wants me to have. That's what I want because I want Hashem. I want the king. I'm not just interested in the Porsche. I want the relationship. And so this is what means that we're the pokeach. We're the wise ones because we're choosing not just instant gratification, but we're choosing the long-term satisfaction of a relationship with Hashem. And so if we're looking around the nations and saying, oh, how do they have so much? And how do they have so much? And this person's not keeping Torah mitzvahs and they have so much. Well, according to the spiritual reality, it makes sense because when a person's living the life of Torah mitzvahs, they're receiving from Hashem in a very direct way. So everything they're receiving is Hashem's innermost will, versus someone who could be receiving lots and lots and lots, but it's from Hashem's chatzonius ratzon. It's in a way of not what Hashem desires. It's His external will. It's in a way of klipa, of externals. But seemingly, still, anyone could intellectually appreciate how you don't want the facade in life, you want the real deal. Like, anyone could appreciate that. So what's so special about the Jewish people? That's what we're trying to understand. What's the praise? So when we say the word the pokeach, or the wise one, is that all it is, like an intellectual choice? Because in a way, it still could seem a little bit selfish. It's like, okay, well, it makes more sense. You're making the real investment here. But really, the Mimer teaches us this comes from essential choice of our soul. This is a intellectual choice that transcends reason. And that is that it's coming from our soul. And what does our soul say? Amazing, amazing quote. Helki Havaya Amra Nafshi. God is my portion, says my soul. What does the soul say? It says God is my portion. I'm choosing myself. I'm choosing Hashem. What other choice is there? There's nothing other than me and Hashem having this love dance in this world together. Like, that's all there is. What am I going to choose? I'm going to choose the klipas? No way. I'm going to choose negativity? Am I going to choose have to have a fight with my husband? No. I choose the king because I'm one with the king. Because my soul is God. God is my soul. Like, God is my portion. It's an essential choice. Now, that essential choice of our soul is also Hashem essentially chooses us, right? When Hashem chooses us, He doesn't just choose our neshama, because what's our neshama as compared to the rest of the world? Like, we're part of Him. Of course He's going to choose us. It's that Hashem is actually choosing our bodies. He's choosing, like we learned in Tani, Hashem's choosing the part of us that seemingly is the same as the rest of the world. And He's saying, you're my nation, you're my treasure, you're my Segula, I choose you, I desire you. So we're having this essential choice of Hashem, and Hashem is having this essential choice of us. And so that is really the specialness. And so of course, we don't just want that to be like up here. We want to bring that in. And so it actually comes down to a way of intellect through learning Torah, and specifically the Torah of Mashiach. Specifically the Torah we're going to learn in the days of Mashiach is what allows us to actually internalize this place of Helki Avai Amra Nashi, God is my portion, says my soul, and have this relationship. And so what we learn here is Dichalein. The Alter Rebbe says, I just want you. Right? The Alter Rebbe says, I don't want your Olam Haba. I don't want your spiritual worlds. I just want you. You're all I want. Because an analogy is given, it's an amazing analogy of someone's going into the king's palace, and there's treasures and there's maybe gold on the wall. There's all these incredible sights. And so they get distracted and they don't even make it to the king's chamber. Or maybe they make it to the king's chamber, but they're so in awe of the king and his glory, that's all they can focus on. And the Alter Rebbe is saying, I don't even need your spiritual delights, Hashem. I don't need your higher worlds. I don't need your Sefiras of Atzilus. I don't need your spiritual realms. I don't need your angels, your ministers. I just want you. I don't even need you, Hashem, in your robes and your glory. I just want you. Meaning, the Alter Rebbe was saying, I don't even just want your spiritual revelation. I want you, essentially. Dichalein, that's all I want, is you. And so, it's pretty romantic stuff if you think about it. The Alter Rebbe is teaching us to be able to say to Hashem, and the Rebbe says in the Mimer, the fact that the Tzemach Tzedek quotes that the Alter Rebbe said this is because there's a level that we can all reach of this inside of ourselves. We're saying to Hashem, Hashem, I just want you. I just want you to picture yourself for a moment. You're in Walmart. You're in the Israeli version. You're amidst all the stuff and all the chaos and all the balagan and all the Pesach shopping and everything that's going on. And you close your eyes for a moment, you're just like, Hashem, Techalein, all I want is you. The only reason I'm doing all this Pesach shopping, and yes, I want to get to the sponges, but really all I want is you. That's all I want. That's all I want. And to be able to take all of our desires, realize all of our desires are secondary. Because the innermost desire is that we have Hashem. And Hashem's innermost desire is that He has us. The rest of the world is secondary. It's a means for Hashem to have us. And the rest of all of our desires are a mean for us to have Hashem. But the main desire that we and Hashem share is that we choose each other. And that's the praise, the ashrei, the praise connected to Tribe of Asher. And so to take that to our marriage for a moment, of course our marriage with Hashem and our marriage with our husbands, to be able to let go of all the desires for a moment and just realize, what do I want? I just want you, and I have you. And there's such a deep satisfaction and pleasure in that. And whatever it is we want from our husband, whatever it is we want for our husbands, and whatever the desire is, it's money, it's help, it's important things. It's all important things. Or is I need this thing right now. It's being able in the moment to like let go of that and just say, wow, what is my desires? I choose you because you choose me and we're one. And let go of everything, before a bride and groom get married. Really all there is that desire to be one. And then afterwards, the house and the responsibilities come and we get caught up in the secondary things and realizing that this relationship is not a means to an end. This relationship is essential. And we just close our eyes for a moment and go to that place of all I want is you and I have you. And that's so sweet. And that's the deepest desire and that's the deepest pleasure. And even beyond the pleasure, because sometimes it's not even just about pleasure. That's what Alter was saying. It's just about having you and wanting you. When we can get to that place and all the secondary desires, okay, the house getting ready and, finances in order and Pesach getting made, just all of that can happen. All of those blessings can happen. But it can come from that essential place. And the same thing with our relationship with Hashem. When we're so focused on Hashem, all I want is you. Then I can show up and play this character called Chana in life. No problem. Hashem, then we can play. We can do this world together because, of course, that's how I'm actually going to grasp you. So the practical mitzvahs, it's through having that essential relationship in this world. But to take that moment every day, say, Hashem, all I want is you. And to enjoy that and to feel that because that is our deepest yearning, our deepest truth. Because Helki Havaya Amra Nafshi, God is my portion, says my soul.